There's this notion of elite ball knowledge right now in sports. Essentially, you're a real fan or you have good taste if you know specific things about that sport. And I love the NBA and I love music, and I realized the exact same thing happens in music culture and DJing. And it got me thinking, what can we define as elite ball knowledge or music knowledge? And I think there are three main categories. The first, of course, is extremely nascent trends or fresh finds. You want to be one of the first people to hop on a trend before it gets big. For example, if someone tells you about Cooper Flag being a great player right now, well, that's a surprise, it's not EBK. But if someone was telling you like 5 or 6 years ago to watch this 8th grader's mixtape, I think that was pretty EBK if you ask me. A comp would be saying like Fred again is sick now. Everyone knows that he's an amazing artist, but if you were saying that he was a great artist before his 2022 Mojave set, well then you might have EBK. The second category I would say are celebrated throwbacks. This is something that if you were following it at the time, almost everyone would know. But now that time has passed, it's EBK. For example, you kind of have to know ball to realize that Marcus Camby was leading the league in blocks in 1998 on the Raptors. A comp would be like how Something About Us by Daft Punk is one of the greatest songs of all time. Of course, everyone knows this knowledge, but because it has this coat of nostalgia and it comes from an important time, we can all accept it to be EBK. And third, I think, is a slightly more fluid category of tastemaker fan favorites. I would say this is more like slightly more niche or obscure information, and this doesn't have to be super old. I think of something like Milos Teodosic, how he could have been a real problem if he hadn't gotten injured coming from the EuroLeague. And a comp might be like how Marijuana by Chrome Sparks is one of the best sample flips of all time. It's not super old, it's not super unknown, but it is a tastemaker fan favorite. And that of course brings us to the most important part, what is not EBK. And I actually think in pop culture there's this like trailing 3 or 4 years where things are a bit passé. You know, if you tell me about a movie or a film from like 2024 that's supposed to be really good, it just doesn't hit the same. This is like going up to someone and being like, Anthony Edwards, one day he's gonna be a problem. You know, he already is a problem. Everyone already knows that. Think if someone came up to you right now and is like, oh, you have to check out Brat or Chapel Roan or Imaginal Disc. It just doesn't hit the same when it's in this time chasm. The underlying things might be great, but it's no longer EBK.